Hey guys, in this video today, we're going to finish up doing the line set and then also do a little bit extra of the final wiring of the condenser for the mini split. Hopefully you guys enjoy, check out the affiliate links, and you like it, like and subscribe. I have my line sets here, and what we're going to be doing is coming down and then doing a 90. Now here's my line set. I've already taken off the caps out of this line set, it's still clean. Just opened it. Now this is our line set from the mini split inside. So a few things that we have here. We have the power cable coming out, we have our liquid side and our vapor side, then our condensate. Okay, not too worried about the condensate for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these caps off, and what you guys should hear when you open up a new unit is nitrogen coming out. So let's see. Hear that nitrogen coming out? So that's the nitrogen that's in the system, and it remains pressurized until you're ready to do your line set. Now, what I want to do here is get these line sets attached. The other sides are capped, and I want to kind of rough them out to where they're going to go. Now, I know I want to do a 90-90 down, right? So I don't know what you guys can see. Let me zoom you all the way out. So I want to go 90 down, above the box, 90 over, down, and then come out to the condenser. Now, hopefully you guys heard that nitrogen coming out. That's real good. We like to see that. So I do have a little bit of nylog here, and what we're gonna do is the nylog is gonna be going just slightly. Like when I say slightly, I mean just slightly on the lip of the flared fitting. When I say on the lip of the flared fitting, I mean on the lip of the flared fitting, not inside the flare fitting, not outside the flare fitting, just on the lip. So I have a little bit of nylog there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this line set protection back just a hair and get this flare fitting out, which is from the manufacturer. And we're going to get the smallest amount of nylog, just like this. We're going to put it just on the lip of the flared fitting. What we don't want to do is to put it on the inside of the flared fitting, because that means it will be introduced to refrigerant. There's our nitrogen. It's pressurized really nice. Okay, now we'll be getting this flared fitting. We're attaching. Hold this, Camry. So what Camry's job is here is to not allow that main fitting to spin. We just want to spin the flare fitting onto the other surface. So she's not letting that spin while I turn this on and get it tight. All right, we're gonna pull our sleeve down. Same thing, push our flare fitting back down and get a dap of nylog on our finger here.
I thought it was blue.
Alright, so now that we're tidied on, we're doing the same thing as we did earlier. Camera's gonna hold the top.
It was tight already.
Okay. All right, Camry, can you go get the bending tools, please? All right, now that we're here, all of this is going to be encompassed in this wrap. And then from there, we'll move forward in our bending extravaganza. I'm going to be delicately taking this insulation off so I can do my 90-degree turn roughly about right here. So we have our 90 bent for our liquid line. You guys missed it because the camera turned off, but we're using our bending tool. So we have our 90 bent, no kinks. Okay guys, so we have our 90s here. And our 90s where old Camry is. Can you move your leg, Cam? So we're gonna move our condenser over right to the point to where they will go into those slots there. So everything's pretty much ready. We're gonna start taping a little bit and getting it kind of sealed up. I'm gonna do 2 layers of tape. First things first is I'm gonna fill this hole that is up here with the sealants kind of sticky and gooey. And what this is going to do is prevent all of the hard work that the mini split is doing from going back inside the house.
It's like Play-Doh.
It's like Play-Doh, kind of. Just gonna roll it out a little bit, get it shoved in there. It's very thundery and rainy right now, if you couldn't tell, but it's not gonna stop us from doing what we wanna do. All right, so we're gonna be using the supplied tape that came with the unit. So this tape is not the best, and we're gonna be going over it with another tape, but this is just gonna be to secure everything together for now. So literally have to do a knot on this to get it to hold. So we're gonna have to come off the wall a little bit there, Cambury. So this is just gonna be, like I said, the temporary-esque tape that is gonna hold everything tight. So we want our liquid line and our vapor line both encompassed. These mini splits are nice for the fact that they give you that little bit of freedom to maneuver. It's not like an HVAC line set. This taping is gonna suck no matter what you do. So as you can see, there's a gap there. I fill it in and then I tighten it up. We're gonna just continue doing that until we're done. So once we're done, we'll cut these lines, get our flare fittings ready, flare them, be good to go. So one thing that we're making sure is that our liquid, our condensate line is never gonna be running uphill. Granted, even if it's down here, I don't think it'll be an issue. As you guys can tell, it's rainy and thunderstormy. That's Arizona monsoons for you. Big shout out to Nick. Thanks for the mini split. Shout out to my boss who is teaching me how to do HVAC. All right, so that's all she wrote. So what we're gonna do is put our finger under here and literally tie a knot in it. This tape sucks, but it's okay. We got 2 rolls of it. Hopefully the rain isn't too loud for you guys. It was kind of raining cats and dogs earlier. This is supposed to be UV protectant type stuff, but I don't really care about that because this is in the shade. So we're gonna do this, and then we're actually gonna do an HVAC tape around it. Alright guys, so we have our line 1, 2, 3, and then our ground. So our wire loom is really long, so we're gonna be cutting this back. We do have a terminal here for this guy, so we'll just pop her in. I'm going to be stripping this main wire loom back. So being very gentle with this, with the cutting of this, because I don't want to score the wires underneath. Just barely scoring so I can get this sheath off. So now that we're out, we're gonna get our wires into the mini split. All right, now that we have our wires coming in, I know which one are line 1, 2, and 3, so I'm just gonna strip these back for a sec. Green is obviously our ground. So it doesn't really matter what color you use for what on these guys, as long as your 1, 2, and 3 are the exact same at the unit inside your house, it'll be fine. So we're gonna be putting bullet connectors, or fork connectors on all 3 of these very quickly. Shouldn't take us long. Give our lines a little twist here. So first off, we're gonna go with our ground. This is, it's gonna be a little difficult because it's gotta come back behind the grounding location, just there. We're good there. Remember, you want all these tight. So we had already designated line 1 to be white. Line 2 to be red. And line 3 is our black. This is the same setup as it is inside. So we shouldn't have to mess with this panel again. This is all nice and tight. So we have line 1, 120, line 1, 120, ground. We have 1, 2, 3, and then ground. That's all we have for this side of this mini split. Very easy wiring. Anybody can do it. Super basic beginner stuff. So I'm going to kind of move this unit back to where it needs to go and button up this outer panel. And then after that, all we do is get our line set ready to go, get those attached, and call it a day. Vacuum it down and be done. And that's it. That's what it should look like when you're all done wiring. Next up we have to do is our line set. So once we get our line set ready, but our wiring for this mini split is completely done. Wiring loom is incorporated into the thing, and then our main power is coming down to our breaker box. Or sorry, our disconnect. All right guys, so now we're cutting our pipe. This is so we can do our flare. So we're cutting our pipe here with our fancy pipe cutter. I actually bought a pipe cutter from Home Depot, a Husky one, which is like the Home Depot brand. Ironically, it's worse than this Chinesium cutter that I have here. So we're just gonna go slowly. So there we go, we have our pipe cut. Now what we will do, we will get our reaming tool. So we don't want anything inside and we don't want a harsh edge there. I'm going to connect our flaring tool roughly right there. Then we're gonna get our flaring tool. We will install it. Okay, so if you guys see, we're gonna go here. We're gonna flare this fitting out. And as we twist, it flares the fitting how we want it. And when we hit enough, this will click over. There we go, see how it broke loose? Now we can come back, lock it back in, and pull our flare out. Now, what we're looking at, and what we're looking for on this flare, is a really clean flaring surface. We want the flaring surface super clean, like it is. Come down here and show them. So nice, clean, flared surface. So this surface here is what's gonna meet up to the mini split. So I'm gonna get, oh my God, I flared it without the nut on it.
Oops.
The nut is over here. Oh, shit.
What is the number one? We're not supposed to forget that.
We're not putting that on YouTube.
Okay, let's start that over.
Oh man, that might even be more perfect than the other one. Okay, so now that we have our flare on there, we're gonna get a little bit of Nylog. I'm just gonna put it around the outside, a thin layer. All right, Cam, you can let go. Now we're gonna push this up. Yep. Okay, should be it for that. So one done, one to go. Okay, let go of your insulation. Done.
Done?
Now I just need to put a vacuum on it. I mean, the thing is you put a vacuum to make sure you don't have leaks, so.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see, we have our lines flared and installed. Now we need to get our vacuum pump on this thing and pull a vacuum, see if we can get it down to 500 microns. We use this Husky flare tool. Turned out to work pretty well. And yeah, a few small things left and then we're gonna call it a day. So I know why you're asking me, why do we have an oil pan out here when we were just working on a mini split? Because the vacuum pump needs an oil change.
Oil change time.
So we're gonna do an oil change on our JB vacuum pump real quick. Shouldn't take us too long, but it has to be done before we can pull a good vacuum on this thing. All right, so what we're doing is just doing a quick oil change, letting the oil out of this vacuum pump. So this is an old JD 7 cubic feet per meter pump that we're just gonna be using for this job. Super nice little pump, but we definitely need new oil in it. The oil in it should be clear and it's coming out pretty much purple. All right, can the camera see our oil level? Oil change, done. So what you guys can see is we have our valve core remover tool installed. We're gonna attach our hose to our vacuum pump. First thing we're gonna do is go in and pull out our Schrader valve. I'm gonna make sure that's tight. Now we're gonna untwist the Schrader valve. You hear that click? It means our Schrader valve is out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the Schrader valve with us all the way out. And we're gonna close it. All right, so we're gonna put this in microns. This is in microns, and we're gonna attach this to our low loss fitting remover and then put a vacuum on it. So now that we're all set up, let's give you an explanation. We have our valve core remover tool with the valve core taken out of the mini split. We will be using this valve core, low loss fitting valve core removal tool to put it back in once we have a good vacuum. You guys can see that our valve here is shut, right? So when we turn on our vacuum pump, it's gonna vacuum down just to right there. Once I open it, it'll vacuum the whole mini split system. All right, so if we're looking here, we see that we're in microns. We're dropping down, we're already down to 6,000, 5,000, 4,000 microns, 3,000 microns, 2.7, 2.3, 2.4, 1. So this big pump has already pulled us down pretty much almost all the way to 500 microns in about not even 30 seconds. So our goal is 500. Wow. The last time I vacuum pumped, it took us about 30 minutes to get this low. Vacuumed all the way down to 160, so we should be able to shut our valve and turn our pump off and let it do its 10-minute decay test. So we shouldn't decay over 500. So we're at 545. By 550, we should not be over 500. So we'll let this sit. This might time out in a little bit, but we have 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Shit, we'll wait till 6 o'clock and see what it says. Okay. But right now, it's pulled all the way down to 250. This was the fastest vacuum I've ever seen. It literally pulled this.
That's kind of cool.
It pulled this in a couple seconds.
Oh my god.
When we did that other HVAC system, it took us 30 minutes. We'll report back in a second. Oh, sorry, I forgot to record. I just installed the valve core remover, so the valve core is back in. I can pull this out. Then we're gonna close our valve again. That should be it. We held from 260 to 310 for 15 minutes. I'm turning off the thing now. We have 840 in there now. I could probably get a little bit of air putting the valve core back in. Hear that little That was it. That means our valve core is doing its job. A little bit of air that got pulled into our valve core removal tool, which is good. That's what we want. So our valve core is installed back into our thing. I'm gonna be a little cautious here, and I'm just gonna not push on the valve core. Just give her a little tightness. Just a little bit more. And then that's it, boys and girls. All we have to do is release refrigerant and turn it on. We have to open these two caps up, wind them out, and then call it a day. Hopefully you guys learned something. I'm not very technical with this kind of stuff, right? I didn't teach you guys how to bend. I didn't teach you guys how to do anything. The main point about doing this mini split is you can do it. Now, how much did we pay in tools? This guy was 100. The hose and the low loss fitting was roughly 175. We got the vacuum pump from a pawn shop for 175. I bought the bending tool for I think 50 bucks. This is not the bending tool, this is a cutting tool, but I bought the Vever bending tool, our flaring tool. I mean, basic stuff like the pipe reamer, right? And then our Nylog for the fittings. Not that bad versus the $3,000 or $4,000 bill that you would pay to an HVAC company. Now, if you're not comfortable, definitely pay an HVAC company, but I've been doing some HVAC stuff and I figured this wasn't a big threat. So we did it. I definitely recommend you paying an electrical company to run the electrical, just because that would make you smarter than me. All right, so here in a second, we're gonna get this thing turned on and we'll see you guys in, I don't know, 5 minutes. So I don't have a service wrench, so we're gonna use a T-wrench. Hear it?
Yeah. That one was not as dramatic.
All right, so the way that these works is there's a rubber O-ring in the inside of there, and you want these all the way open, and these are generally really long. So when you're doing this, no need to fear, just keep her going. You'll hit the end eventually. It's like the yellow brick road.
Trying to run into the wall there.
Mr. Oz is at the end. So there, I hit the end, don't force it. Just let it hit the end, that's called good. When you come here, we're gonna do the same thing. Take the camera with you, hit the breaker. I'm gonna go get my meter out, check our 240 here.
Okay.
Make sure she's solid, and then I will shove in that disconnect as long as we go to 240. So what I'm gonna do here, try to get all of this in there. So I'm gonna go from line to line, line to line, 240, good. Single line to ground, we are at 120, good. Other line to ground, 120, good. So right now, our load to ground, nothing. Our load to ground, nothing. So when I plug in this disconnect in our on position, we should get 240 the unit. This is a new disconnect, so we're gonna go quick with it. You never wanna be going slow with putting in your disconnect. There we go.
I heard the beep.
She's in. If we wanted to check to make sure we're getting power, we could check our load here. 240 to there. Let's go inside. All right. Temp is set to 75. Now, fan is on auto. There we go. It's coming out. You guys hear it? Well, I'll have the anti-wind thing on, but we're gonna set it all the way cold. As cold as we can get it. That's good. Let's go outside and see if our condenser turned on.
Whoa.
There we go. Condenser is turning on.
Oh my god. She's quieter than heck.
Mm-hmm. That is very quiet. I'm blown away. Condenser's on. Wow. Yeah, so the air gets pulled in the back.
That's why the arrow's here.
Ice cold air.
Holy sheesh.
That's freaking cold, dude.
That's part of the whole process.
Yeah. We still have a few more things to button up, but she works. Now, she's a heat pump.
Right.
Let's turn it to hot. 80s as much as we got. Now essentially our TXV outside should be switching the refrigerant around to
make it hot.
Yeah. Might take a couple seconds because that evap coil is super cold.
Wow, it is freezing.
It is really cold. Wait, do I have it set on cold? Is there like a colder hot? Oh, it was on cool and it was at 86, so it's like I'm not turning on.
Right.
So we just put our temperature probe in. And she's still dropping, but that is the air coming out of this mini split right now. 45, 44, 43, 42. When I say it was freezing, I mean it was almost legitimately freezing. That's what our temperature probe is set at. So 42 is what's coming out of the intake on this thing.
That's crazy.
It's pretty good. Pretty darn good. Now up here, return air. So intake air sitting at roughly 75, 74. So 30 degree split is insane.
Yeah.
So doing pretty good. So yeah, we're gonna do a couple more things, button it up, call it a day. If you guys made it this far in this video, I can't say nothing but thank you. I appreciate you guys watching the videos. I appreciate you guys coming out here and shooting us comments and likes and stuff. It really means a lot to us. It takes a toll on us and it's pretty hard to edit. I'm not the best, but I really appreciate you guys taking your time out of your day to watch our stuff. Thanks for making it this far, and the next video we have, we're gonna be doing our Light Prim line set covers. So we'll see you guys later.